Michelle and I have come to Ohana to check it out yet again, see if it's worth it. You ready? Here we go. So Michelle and I are about to get seated. We received our text after checking in. I did request a window seat. We'll see if that happens. Doesn't always happen, but I put in a request anyway. But we are just about to the station. We did receive our text saying our seat is ready. And we are at the start of the dinner process. Michelle and I actually did receive a quasi window seat, but it's kind of nice to be able to do that. You excited? We actually got seated by the ukulele player, Ukulele. I did have a nice conversation with him about how much I enjoy his playing, but we have come and everything you want is on this, and I'll show it now. So the pineapple bread has shown up, and I will say that I tried making this at home once and I butchered it. So I really appreciate the fact that I can come here and get it well done. I literally made brick version, and hold on, you'll get Michelle's live reaction to me saying that. I made brick version of it, didn't I? It was solid. I don't know what I did wrong. I'm not really good at making bread. I love to cook, but I'm not really good at making bread. I need to take a class making bread. But just so you know about this restaurant, as I'm kind of getting ready to eat here, is that the food is going to come very rapid fire. And it's because this restaurant is super popular. I'm going to say this right off the bat. It is super popular. You need to understand that they are going to just shove food at you until you go, okay, I give up. Here's the red flag, white flag, I give up. And the red flag, no, that's not what I meant. But we have Cousin Patty, who's amazing. And we're very excited about eating here again. It's been a while. And we love it here. But yeah, just be prepared for that rapid fire. They're just going to keep bringing food out, and they're going to try to get you moving. All right, so here we go. So here you go. Here's the signature Ohana bread, which is the plant-based, it's plant-based, but it is a pineapple bread. And then they have a mixed green salad with citrus vinaigrette. Michelle, you've already had some. Thumbs up? Thumbs up. I'll say as I munch on the second half of my pineapple bread loaf that, first off, this signature bread has been here forever. But that citrus vinaigrette salad dressing is very good on the salad. I believe Michelle agrees with me. Yeah, she's nodding vigorously. So there was something about that citrus vinaigrette. It's very good. It's got a little bit of creaminess to it, which is weird on a vinaigrette. It didn't have all just tang. It was very good. I'm looking forward to the next course, but I'm also looking forward to pineapple bread. So the first tray has come out. Yes, notice I said first. This is the first tray. This has pork dumplings tossed in garlic chili sauce, honey coriander chicken wings, and Ohana signature noodles. Now, I'm going to point out the controversy is that these noodles were once pulled from the menu, and it caused such an uproar that I think they were only off for 2 weeks before they put them back on because people love them. But there's also some broccoli and other vegetables and some other vegetables in there. But the signature wings, the dumplings, and the noodles are here and available. Lele has started his performance on the ukulele. Hopefully you can hear it. He's one of the favorite parts of this experience is him, actually. Vegetables, perfectly cooked. Broccoli had a nice snap to it. Even had some water chestnuts. You don't get water chestnuts very often. Thank you, Javier. The dumplings, just amazing. I mean, Michelle even said dumplings aren't her thing, and she is willing to eat these. And she doesn't enjoy them as much as the chicken wings, and I don't blame her because the chicken wings are incredible. I think for me it goes chicken wings, dumplings, noodles, vegetables, and the vegetables aren't that low on the list. I mean, like, they just happen to come in last. But I think that's how it goes for me out of this skillet. I don't know, Michelle, what do you think?
I have to rank everything.
No.
Food good.
There you go. So this is the wood-fired grilled black pepper teriyaki beef, and those are the peel and eat shrimp coated with Ohana seasoning. We're still waiting on the grilled chicken, but yeah, as Michelle says, food good.
I have a dream, I will come true, that you'll go with me, and I'll go with you. We thank the earth, see the sky, we thank you. I love you. I love you. I love you.
I love him. This is the music teacher, you know, my bias as a music teacher talking. I love him. I love him. But the chicken has arrived. This is the grilled chicken with guava pineapple glaze. So, yeah, here we go. I do want to point out that they bring out hot towels for your hands when you are done with all the sticky food. Before I talk about the main course, I'm going to point out something that I find amusing. As I look around the room, I can see people slowing down. I can see people going, oh, this is a lot of food. This is why Michelle and I come here hungry. Like, we hardly ate today. I had a corn dog. That's all I've had today. Knowing that I was going to come here and gorge myself on really good Hawaiian treats. So, that's just a little tip. Come hungry. Now, I will tell you that you can get alcoholic beverages to go with the meal. Yes, Patty, thank you very much. You can get alcoholic beverages to go with the meal. We chose not to so far. I don't know if Michelle's looking for one. Mainly because we had gone to Tambu to wait before we had checked in. Tambu Lounge is one of our favorite lounges here in the Polynesian. And we highly recommend that you check out that. You check out that lounge. Maybe sometime actually, that's probably a video I should do, is my favorite lounges on property. Tambu would definitely be one of them. However, let's get Michelle's opinion on today's meal. Here it comes.
So I always love coming to Ohana. I don't necessarily love all the things you get, but that's the great thing about it, is you get a whole variety. The wings and the noodles were always my favorite. The other chicken was very good. The beef I had was very fatty. It's probably just the cut I got, but there's so many other options I didn't bother asking for more. And I really love that salad too. So I'm rolling out of here.
Yeah, like I said, this is a roll out of here restaurant. I will say that the first piece of beef that I got on with Michelle, mine was actually a little bit on the fattier side, and it was tough to chew. And I just think it was just the cut. Just that piece just happened to be fattier. But the rest of my piece was excellent. The pepper teriyaki was very good. I will say that my favorite is probably the chicken, because it's chicken thighs, which I prefer over chicken breast. I like dark meat over white meat, and just a preference thing for me. I think that the shrimp were perfectly seasoned. I made an absolute mess. I'm not going to show you because it's shrimp shell carcasses, but I went through the pile of shrimp. Michelle does not eat shrimp, so you understand that. Like, she is the picky eater at the table, which is why I wanted her opinion on this main part. The Ohana noodles are still exactly as I expect them to be. Chicken wings, just perfectly glazed and tasty. The pot stickers, which is a personal a vice of mine. I plowed through all the pot stickers. Just very good. I would say that the grilled chicken with guava pineapple glaze, probably my favorite part of the meal. It's so good. I just got some insider information I happened to notice that the shrimp, something was different about them. So I said something to our server, Javier. We have Javier and Patty, cousin Javier and Patty. And I said something to Javier, and I said, did they do something different with the shrimp? And he's like, yeah, like 2 days ago. They have no longer just do a dry rub. Now it's more of a poached flavor so that you get it more into the meat and beyond the shell. Because if you just do a dry rub, it just kind of sticks on the shell. And while it does create a messier meal for the people who are picking the shrimp apart, that's, what the towels are for. It was definitely a more flavorful shrimp. That was a good update to the shrimp. I was definitely a fan. Definitely a fan. By the way, I do want to point out now, my camera doesn't zoom, but right there is Magic Kingdom. You can see it through the windows. Now, it's time for the best part. We have to catch the special moment. All right, Patty, I won't put your face on. I'm just going to show the dip. All right, you ready? Here we go. The best part. Thank you, Cousin Patty. Now, I am going to ask them what ice cream they use because the vanilla ice cream they use to go with this is just so good. But first bite of bread pudding in years, I'm looking forward to this. Hunks of pineapple. The caramel sauce accents the meal so excellently. It's not too heavy. Sometimes caramel sauce can coat, very thickly coat things and kind of take away from the experience. No, theirs is just the right consistency, and especially those little hunks of pineapple in the bread pudding. It is nice, warm spices in there too. The cinnamon is just the right amount. Everything is well done. But I do want to ask them what the ice cream is they're using. I'm hoping it's not like Breyers or something, but because there's something really extra good about that vanilla ice cream. Let's see what Michelle thinks.
Bread pudding is always good. It is sickly sweet. So after all that food, I'm just I'm weird. I prefer it without the caramel, but it's sugar overload for me. But it's always good.
One of the reasons I like bringing Michelle into my reviews is because she is a picky eater, and she sometimes makes observations about food that I don't because I'm a human food dumpster. So it's nice to have Michelle kind of throw her opinions out there. While I do disagree with Michelle on her opinion on the bread pudding and the caramel sauce, because I think the caramel sauce very much adds to the bread pudding. I can very much understand where she's coming from, but I can't get enough of the bread pudding. Again, just signature dessert. Finishes the meal out exactly the way we want it to. Now, I will say something before I get into my final thoughts, is that I recommend, I know this sounds weird, I recommend going for the earlier times. Michelle and I got a 3:45 reservation. I know that sounds ridiculously early, but this way you can eat light and you're not super hungry by the time dinner rolls around to the point where you're hangry. And here's why I recommend it. Not every group, including Michelle and I, just goes along with the get in, get out. And so I recommend that you if you are really wanting to eat here, that you go for the earlier times, because most people try to go for normal dinner times to eat here. We choose not to, and then we then also kind of take our time so that we don't just stuff ourselves stupid. And that being said, I want you to understand that that's kind of the big tip that I would give you, is that go for an earlier time, because inevitably the later times, you check in at 5, but you don't sit till 5:30, 5:45, because it's like a cascading late effect as people chill and try to enjoy their meal. So just understand that while they try to get you in and out, they're not always successful. And so I would recommend going for an earlier time. But Michelle and I are going to settle our bill and then and then we'll have some final thoughts for you before we head back to the Magic Kingdom. Ice cream update. Found out it is Dryers, D-R-E-Y-E-R, apostrophe S, not Briars. And Dryers is owned by Edie's, which is probably why this is good, because Edie's ice cream is excellent. Okay, so our bill has arrived, and with no alcohol, so it is, the 2 adult dinners is $130. Michelle and I have a 10% annual pass discount, $13 off, bringing it down to $117, add tax, $124. And we haven't added tip in yet, but just understand that I really think it's a good idea here. I'm not one of those people who tries to tell people what to do with their money, but I'm going to ask you to consider heavily tipping your wait staff, because they have to go from the moment they get here. So, highly recommend tipping your wait staff really well, if you wouldn't mind. If you're watching this channel, you know it's nice to be nice. You know, like, there's a great phrase there that I learned from another YouTuber, but and also cast members are the magic. So be nice to cast members. However, that's the total. Michelle and I are going to get out of here after we pay this bill, and then we'll have some final thoughts before we head back. With the lovely background of the Polynesian Village Resort. Final thoughts on Ohana.
Food good. You should come here.
Yeah, you should come here. It is 100% worth it. It's not too expensive for the amount of food that you get. That's the one thing, is that's another reason why it's so popular, because families can eat there relatively decently. I mean, a family of 4 will do $260. So for Disney prices, that's not bad at all. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Yeah, and the quality of food is really good. I mean, yeah, we did get a little bit of a fatty piece of beef, but that's just a fluke, just to be honest. Yeah. But yeah, love it. We like being able to review these places. Thanks for coming along with us. Big shout out to Javier and Patty, our cast members. They were fantastic. Yeah, and we did exactly as we said we did. We gave them a nice big tip. Anyway, we don't like to say goodbye, because we're going to see you real soon. So we say, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And we say, see you, bye.
See the sky, we thank you.